there are a lot of game software development that we can use and we can implement. Okay, why we choose Unity for our course punya apa orang kata the main software for our course, because in industry or at industry they use Unity. Tapi ada juga company yang tak pakai Unity. Okay, dia ada pakai yang lebih, orang kata maybe yang sebab Unity is the open source software, so it is free. If you want to get the full features, maybe you can subscribe or you have to pay some amount lah. Okay, tapi kalau satu-satu yang memang betul the original license dia, so they have to pay and they have the what we call it IP, okay, IP to license the games and to sell it. Yeah, okay. So today's objective is to understand the variety of 2D game development software, and second to identify the property, function and features of the game development software. Okay, this lecture is for introduction or briefing about the 2D game development software, to how to use it and how to explore it. You have to explore it further lah, yeah, by your own, yeah. Okay, first, like I said, Unity is common for us because we have to design and develop our game using Unity. And Unity is specifically teach in your courses. So I think you have familiar with the Unity itself, right? Okay. Unity is a popular game engine because of its accessibility, simplicity and vast amount of features. It has a big developer community and a free indie version available. Okay, so sebab kebanyakan games-games yang kita bina ataupun yang ada di pasaran pun, okay, mostly using Unity as the main software for their development. Yeah. So for 2D, yeah.
Slide tak bergerak.
Slide tak bergerak. Sekarang ni dekat mana?
Masih dekat slide 1.
Oi. Sharing. Yang lain pun nampak tak bergerak ke?
Ya.
Alright. Okay, so. Okay, sekarang gerak tak?
Okey, Wan.
Dah gerak.
Tak boleh maximize dia boleh kena macam biasa je. Okey, tak apa. Tapi kalau sini pun nampak kan?
Nampak, Wan.
Okay. Okay, good. Okay, for 2D game development, okay, all the 2D tools are designed to work together seamlessly. So in this Unity, we can do animation, we can control 2D lights. Okay, yang ini semua dah di-cover oleh Afiq kan? Okay. And we have the features for 2D is 2D for shader graph, means it easily alter shaders by building them visually. Okay, you can create and connect nodes in the network graph instead of having to code. Okay, everything have been template and you can. Apa dia? Ubay? Are you okay? Ubay tengah main apa tu?
Dari mana?
Tengok ni. Itu ya tu. Okay. So it also have a tile maps, okay, because 2D is more to the platform base. So dia ada menyediakan tile maps that we can create large grid based world, okay, including hexagonal, okay, isometric tiles and the optimized for size and performance. So we can customize the tile or 2D games here, yeah. Okay, and then we have okay, this is the interface for the Unity punya software, which is we have the toolbar, we have the inspector, okay, project, how we have to structure and organize our layout and hierarchy, okay, for our games here. Okay, this is about Unity. I think you are familiar with the interface and the features in the Unity. Okay, before your batch, okay, for the first batch, diploma first batch, then they do not use Unity. Okay, waktu tu Unity tak popular lah. Okay, tapi kami dia dalam batch diploma games yang first dulu, okay, they develop their games using Game Maker Studio. Okay, ada sesiapa yang pernah try tak Game Maker Studio? Pernah dengar tak? Did you know about this software before? Ada?
Tak ada, Doktor.
Tak pernah ya? Okay, so Game Maker Studio ni, okay, dia lebih macam bentuk orang kata macam yang sama juga, dia ada menyediakan gallery, dia menyediakan features and we have to script using this software. So this is drag and drop scripting, which is we have the template or the script, and then we have to organize using which is flow and structured lah. Okay, and then they have sprites editor interface. Okay, macam ni bentuk dia, yeah. Okay, this is able to edit sprites and the game developer made. Okay, we can customize our character. We also can make our own character. Dan selalunya game maker ni dia banyak guna pixel punya base. Ya. Okay. It also provide tutorials for learning materials, and it also have the sound mixer interface. So suara ataupun any background punya music, we can compose it here lah. Okay. Okay, kat dalam Game Maker Studio dia ada backward compatible, okay, provide tutorial, able to customize, able to split script editor, drag and drop, assistant library, animation support and auto tiling to automatically choose correct tiles. Okay, actually the Game Maker Studio ni dia sama juga macam Unity, okay, tapi yang ini dia ada two version. One is Game Maker Studio itself, means it's also for it's only for PC base. Okay, ada satu lagi yang Game Maker Studio yang Pro. Okay, yang Pro ni memang high punya features lah, higher punya features and can integrate to mobile games, ya. Yeah? Okay. The third one is Construct. Okay, Construct ni dia lebih kurang juga, ada juga yang kata macam stencil and so on. Okay, Construct is a visual drag and drop game creator for Windows. Okay, selalunya yang macam-macam benda yang drag and drop apa semua ni, dia adalah authoring tools. Okay, beza antara authoring tools dengan software. Software you have to script it or program the functionality and the gameplay for yourself. Okay, but if we use authoring tools, it all of the features and all of the function have been scripted to you. Okay, means you can use and you only have to put your content, okay, in the authoring tools, and it much more help you or it is comfortable or suitable for beginners. Okay, kalau guna yang macam authoring tools ni lah, ya. Yeah? So Construct ni, saya pernah tanya dekat pelajar-pelajar di Indonesia, diorang memang prefer guna Construct rather than others lah. So masing-masing punya preference lah. Mungkin yang saya tanya tu diorang just macam not into the game design and development punya base kan, pure macam korang kan. Diorang maybe the beginner or the surface punya saja. So diorang bina games based on using Construct, ya. Okay, dalam Construct ni dia ada macam-macam bentuk lah, ada practical. So this is the features or what the good about the Construct, This popular, proven, okay, blazing fast. Okay, sometimes the authoring tools cannot support too many features and too many levels. Okay, sometimes dia memang complete untuk satu level saja. And then when we want to make it higher performance or higher level, they can't integrate. Itu adalah antara beberapa disadvantage lah kalau kita guna authoring tools, ya. Okay, so you can see here the interface or the layout for the development software is quite similar. So since you have know about Unity or others development software, maybe you can try others to enhance your skills, ya. Sebab tak semua tempat, dia depend pada you punya nanti kalau dah kerja, depends on your company what they want to use. You have to adapt it. Okay, so don't worry. Okay, ada juga yang guna GDevelop. Okay, GDevelop is a game making software that are popular among student and freelancer. Okay, it's also available on PC and is free. Okay, no programming skills required. Ini macam best pula dengar kan, no programming skills required. Okay, so dekat GDevelop ni dia pun macam banyak juga dia punya features dia. So it's more to visually effect ready. Okay, it simply click to add the object in the game such as character and text, means dia dah ada template dia lah. Okay, so you only have to organize or design your game based on the template given. Okay, behavior in the game such as physics can be applied. So dia dah memang dah ada semua benda tu lah. Okay, easy to make Facebook game. Okay, that means you can share or you can just integrate with Facebook. Maybe GDevelop ni memang bawah satu under one umbrella with Facebook lah. Okay. Okay, selain tu kita ada apa lagi? Okay, this is the interface. Okay, sama juga saya kata. Dia memang dah ada tepi-tepi ni. Dia punya get library, dia punya features that we can control it. Okay. Another is Godot. Pernah dengar tak Godot? Godot Engine. Is a feature spec cross-platform game engine to create 2D and 3D games. So boleh guna juga untuk 3D games. From a unified interface, it provides a comprehensive set of common tools so users can focus on making games without having to reinvent the wheel. Okay, so Godot ni pun salah satu. Okay, dia dah memang siap dia punya engine dia, 2D engines that works in pixel coordinates with plenty of built-in tools. Dia dah siap dah, dia ada built-in tools and object programming dia juga, dia ada API library, okay, with language options such as GDScript, C# and C++ and Visual Scripting. So you can alter or you can modify the function based on your own game, ya. Okay, this is the thing dia yang macam saya kata tadi that I mentioned earlier. Okay, Game Salad. Nama salad kan, Game Salad. Okay, Game Salad is 2D game making software. Okay, dia macam juga Construct, dia juga sama juga macam lebih kurang kalau dengan Scratch. Okay, the most significant features of Game Salad is that you do not write code to make things happen in your games. Kebanyakan authoring tools dan juga software games yang terkini sekarang, dia provide or dia propose to you yang mana kita tak perlu lagi nak pening tentang programming because they have their own library and their own template that we can use. Yeah. If you have a simple 2D game idea, you can more quickly and easily bring the idea to life using Game Salad versus more complex engines. Okay. Dan kalau tengok Game Salad ni, dia punya ni lagi comel lah. Dia punya interface dia lagi comel, lagi ada punya design lagi smooth. So we can manipulate and modify our character or our game punya animation semua dekat dia punya ada macam timeline dia kat sini. Okay, so it also can make the storyline jugalah ya kalau guna Game Salad ni. Okay, this is the Game Salad features. Dia multi-perform publishing. Okay, dia ada tables and arrays. Okay, users can use tables to access mass amount data efficiency. So kita boleh include ataupun integrate with database jugalah. Okay, integrated physics, expression, dia ada scenes editor. Okay, dekat sini lah yang kita boleh susun. Okay, actor are added to the scenes by dragging and drop. Okay, actor in a scene can be organized into different layers to change how actors are visualized. So we can make animation here juga ya. Ini adalah game salad. Okay, okay, stencil. Ada belajar stencil kan? Ada kan tu? Ada belajar ke korang stencil?
Ada.
So stencil pun
Tak
sama. Ada ke tak ada? Ashraf?
Tak ada.
Tak ada Oh, ingatkan programming belajar stencil. Okay, stencil pun video game 2D game juga ya. Okay, dia punya bentuk lebih macam Scratch. Okay, dia ada macam Lego punya bentuk. So we have to match it. Puzzle, dia macam puzzle jugalah. Okay, so puzzle, so they have function here, tools, so we have to choose according to our gameplay punya ni lah. So they can, every time we modify in the editor here, okay, and we can see the movement and the modification on the screen above the editor kat bawah dia. So kat sini kita boleh nampak cepat lah, automatically lah. Okay, kadang-kadang kalau kita punya scripting tu salah, kita salah susun apa semua, they cannot play. Okay, they cannot move. Okay, so kat sini kita boleh nampak terus. Okay, selain itu ada juga MIT App Inventor, Buildbox. Okay, siapa yang suka buat RPG tu boleh guna RPG Maker. Okay, Focus 2D, okay, Scratch. Okay, so as I mentioned earlier lah, so memang banyak. So don't orang kata narrow your mind that making games has to use Unity. So after this, memang dalam subjek ni kita kena guna Unity because Unity is the common and the basic lah. Orang kata kalau kita dah faham Unity, we can try others. Okay, so maybe lepas ni for your FYP punya project, you can use this software that's suitable with you, that you comfortable with. Okay, mana yang you all rasa okay, mudah lah pakai yang Godot ni sebab satu lagi dia punya interface dia cantik, and then dia punya programming dia pun dah kata compete with apa yang kita expect and so on. Okay, so this is antara team engine, team development punya software, Authority Tools punya software, okay, untuk games development. Okay, so far ada question? Ada tak sesiapa yang pernah try selain yang daripada yang saya bagi tahu ni? Have you try another ada games making punya software? Ada tak? Zikri pernah try tak? Yang lain?
Fortunately no lah. Saya pernah dengar Game Maker Studio tu, tapi pernah dengar je lah.
Okay, pernah dengar lah kan? Okay. It's better lah dengar juga kan. Selain daripada tahu satu benda je kan, Unity je. Okay, Roy pernah pakai tak? Pernah guna?
Tak pun. Saya tengok-tengok je.
Okay, antara yang pernah tengok selain daripada yang saya sebut ni ada tak?
Tak ada.
Tak ada. Okay. Ni senyap je pula kali ni si Zaf ni, selalunya dia muncul ni. Ada ke tak ada ni? Tak ada lah tu. Okay, Sabrina? Ada pernah try tak? Mana-mana? Scratch ke?
Tak pernah puan.
Okay. Saya pernah buat satu buku lah, kalau nampak. Kalau pakai background ni dia tak nampak pun. Sekejap
Yes, doktor. Hello.
Baru panggil tadi pergi mana?
Saya baru pergi toilet tadi, doktor.
Okey. Okey, tak apa. Saya baik pergi toilet. Ingat ke sama tidur tadi? Okey. Sekejap nak tunjuk buku ni. Okey, saya pernah menerbitkan satu buku iaitu Scratch. Scratch, kalau siapa-siapa yang ada adik Sekolah rendah kot, okay. They have used Scratch or Form 1 or Form 2, okay. Dia sekolah pernah pakai Scratch kan? Ke zaman korang tak ada?
Tak ada pun.
Tak
Ada.
ada.
Kita pakai buku je bukan.
Oh, tapi subjek komputer ada kan? Masa sekolah?
Ada tapi main game je pun.
Main game je, tak pernah buat
Tengok
lah. Okay.
YouTube.
Sonok lah. Okay, nama dia Scratch. Okay, Scratch ni macam dia juga sama macam stencil. Okay, stencil ke? Ya. Dia menggunakan blok-blok. Okay, kalau nampak kat sini blok-blok macam Lego tu. Okay, puzzle. Okay, so this is suitable for children lah. Okay, kids. Untuk macam mana dia nak belajar or to comprehend them, to use, to programming. Okay. Okay, dia ada sama juga, dia ada gallery yang ada karakter-karakter, okay. So dekat sini pun dia ada bagi contoh games yang dibina, okay. So in dia website, kalau boleh tengok nanti kat website dia, kita boleh tengok many of kids share their own games, okay, using that platform, and they get comment and they get encouragement, okay, from others. So kat situ seronok jugalah kalau kita nak try, siapa-siapa yang baru beginner nak buat games tu, bolehlah guna platform Scratch ni. Tapi for you, nanti kenalah try yang lebih advance sikit lah kan. Takkan nak guna sedia ada, not fair lah, okay. Okay, so itu saja untuk yang untuk apa ni, phase development, game software development software. Now we move to second topic, which is evaluation punya phase, ya. Evaluation punya phase. Okay. Evaluation is important to test our game, which is to see our games is functional enough or have the expected usability. Okay. So this is important lah supaya kita tak nak games kita tu nanti short sendiri sahaja. Okay. Okay. Can see?
Yes, Doktor.
Okay, good.
Boleh doktor.
Okay, so we move to the phase evaluation, which is game testing. Okay. Okay, so in this chapter, we will understand the game testing and play testing. Okay, identify the type of play testing, and if you have dream to be a game tester, so I will tell you what the game tester role for this session, ya. Okay, game testing dia ada beberapa jenis dalam testing ni. Okay, antaranya game analysis, usability testing, localization, load testing, compatibility and compliance testing, and functionality testing. So dia tak boleh orang kata one game tu sekali tu kita test, then it's cover all. No. Okay, we have to, kalau salah satu games yang memang big project, okay, project yang besar, or the games is very kata big lah, big scale lah, dia ada fasa-fasa dalam testing dia. Okay, first is game analysis. Okay, game analysis, the act of observing and understanding what games are playing, what the end result will be, and the game interaction within player. Okay, selalunya game analysis ni dia akan buat pada fasa yang awal tu lah. Okay, so dia akan compare with the others punya game yang similar dengan game yang kita nak buat. Okay, dari segi konsep dia, dari segi what they expect from the game result and so on. Okay, itu game analysis. Usability testing pula is aimed to make sure the gameplay mechanisms make sense, easy to use, and to ensure player satisfaction. Okay, dan selalunya usability testing is happen after the game is complete. Okay, we have to test it to see the user satisfaction, to see the functionality, to see the efficiency of the game. Okay, That's the aim of the usability testing. Localization pula is involved converting a game from one region to another, and it usually includes translation. Okay, it is because sometimes satu games tu is not suitable for other countries. Okay, is go back to our is go back to the sensitivity issue jugalah. Okay, mungkin satu permainan tu, games tu violence is like common pada orang biasa, tapi bila bawa di Malaysia ditapis oleh agensi yang berkaitan, so dia kata no, this game is not suitable for Malaysia because of the attire dia terlampau seksi ke kan. Okay, maybe sebab the gameplay dia yang terlampau ganas, not suitable for our Malaysian punya culture. So they have to do the testing for localization juga. Okay, sometimes games pula ada yang guna, kalau di Jepun dia guna bahasa Jepun, so maybe negara lain tak faham, they have to translate it. Okay, kena guna alih suara pula kan dalam games tu. Okay, tu localization. Okay, load testing pula, it tests the limits of the system such as a number of player server, the number of sprites active on the screen, or the number of threads running in the particular program. Means kalau kita dah banyak benda or asset, we have too many asset loading in the one game, we have to do the load testing to see how long it takes to run or execute the games. Okay, so kat situ kita boleh make sure lah kalau terlampau banyak sangat, how to reduce the load time. Okay, so it is to avoid players from getting boring or getting annoying with our games. Okay, compatibility and compliance testing. Okay, compatibility is to make sure the game is fully compatible with multiple hardware and devices. Okay, maybe the game is suitable for PC, but not suitable with tablet or when we using smartphone. Okay, maybe this game is for iOS only, not for Android. So kena buat ada compatibility punya proses lah or testing to see is it our game is user friendly ke ataupun hanya untuk Apple friendly or iPhone friendly je. Okay, iOS friendly, not sure lah kan. So kita kena test juga. Okay, kalau compliance testing pula, to make sure the game follows established guidelines before it is allowed to be sold. Okay, dalam games punya industri or games punya ministry, industri lah. Okay, kalau kita macam nak jual satu games, we have to follow the rules and regulation juga. So ada guidelines dia that we have to follow. Okay, dari segi dia punya labeling, dari segi dia punya apa lagi, dia punya content, dari segi dia punya kata scripting dia. Okay, we have to follow certain rule and regulation. And the functionality testing is to detecting any bugs, defect or errors in errors in a game, and the inspectors truly look at the entire map of the game to identify gameplay issues, graphics problem and audio visual issues. So it focus to the function of each features in the game. Okay, and the navigation and the database and all the functionality in the games, we have to do the functionality testing. Okay, so tool for play testing, dia ada beberapa methods we can use to evaluate, which is first observation punya methods. Okay, and asking the users, means we do the testing, we do either maybe think a lot punya methods ke. Okay, we do the interview and questionnaire, we ask the player or the tester to test our game, play our games, and then we ask them, we see the behavior of them when they using or they play our games. So from there we can see that our games is functional, that function enough, or they have problem with our games. Okay. Number 3, we can also asking the opinion from experts. Experts can be the academic experts, means if you want to do your FYP project, you can ask your supervisor, you can ask other lecturers, okay, to see what their opinion, what are their comments with our games, okay. Or maybe for the next level, maybe you can ask the game developer, okay, from industry, okay, is it your games is suitable to commercialize or cannot, or just not suitable for our Malaysian punya context ke, okay. So experts can be from industry or from academics punya perspective lah, okay. And the fourth is user testing, means we have to test it with the real user, okay. Kalau kita buat dalam teams kita saja, in games punya saja, okay, kadang-kadang not align with the real user punya perspective or acceptance dia, okay. So aspects for play testing kita ada, okay, HCI stands for human computer interaction, because when we play games, the most important is interactivity, okay. Interaction is the important element that we have to consider when we want to see our games is satisfied enough or not, okay. HCI is concerned about physical, okay. So here the system or the games will fit with our physical strength and limitation and does not cause harm to our health, okay. It is pernah dengar tak ergonomics? Pernah dengar tak? Can you have heard about ergonomics punya term?
Ada
Apa yang Roy faham about ergonomics?
Dia dalam bab engineering untuk manusia tak silap.
Okay, so engineering, kalau dia ada satu term about ergonomics. Dalam games pun ataupun dalam komputer punya perspektif pun ada. Which means kalau contohnya kita duduk atas kerusi, okay, kerusi gamers dengan kerusi yang orang makan gamers punya chair with dining punya chair sama ke berbeza?
Berbeza, Doktor.
This is because the function of the chairs is set. Okay, kalau gamers punya chairs tu dia more kepada the comfortability of our body, there's our structure kan. So we have to work. Okay, main games ni kan macam dia macam work juga kan, physical punya ability semua kan. Tapi kalau untuk leisure, chairs punya leisure macam sofa, dining sofa apa semua tu is more for leisure. Dia bukan for work. That's why that's the ergonomic punya terms lah. That mean that the products or the things, okay, benda tu not give harm to ourselves. Itu yang dimasukkan dengan physical punya concern ni lah. Okay, so the sample measure for this elements is legible, audible and safe to use. Okay, that's the macam mana kita nak make sure that our games is physically punya terms of in HCI punya concern. So these three will make sure that our games is suitable, okay. And then second part is cognitive. Cognitive is related with our mind or brain, okay. This game or this system fits with our cognitive punya strength and limitation and function as the cognitive extension of our brain. Okay, so dalam satu-satu games tu, okay, macam mana kita nak tentukan dia memang kognitif punya suitability. Okay, we can see the errors. Okay, fewer errors makes our games is acceptable lah. Okay, easy to recovery, easy to use, easy to remember. Okay, so we familiar with the interface of the game. Okay, so this is good enough lah. Okay, then easy to learn. That means bila kita tengok dia punya interface je, kita dah tahu dah. Oh, dia punya icon tu semuanya standardized and we understand the interface punya signage or the icon, the message of the icon. Okay, so tak perlu lagi we have to buka dia punya tutorial ke how to play kan. Kalau siapa yang boleh main tanpa tengok dia punya how to play tu, that mean the games is good or can fulfill the cognitive punya part tu. Okay, the third one is effective. Okay, so the game is satisfy our aesthetic and effective needs it, and it is attractive for its own sake. Okay, effective is more to our emotional punya part. Okay, dari segi kita rasa attractive, kita rasa engaging, kita trust with the game. Okay, we feel enjoy, we feel entertained and fun. Okay, so effective is more to what we feel about our game. And the fourth one is usefulness. Usefulness is using the system would provide rewarding consequences. Okay, so this game will support and reach our expectation. Okay, so here we can see the game that we create or we making have their value. Okay, value is not come from money. Okay, kita tak nilai dia hanya berdasarkan duit semata-mata, but the effect of the games. Okay, what people will change behavior. Okay, or people will satisfied with our games. That's the usefulness punya part lah, yang mana yang kita boleh measure, okay, using with our games. Okay, when we test our game. Okay, that's about the playtesting. And then what is the playtesting? Okay, playtesting is a part of the game development process. The primary function of game testing is the discovery and documentation of game defect. Okay, as we known as bugs. Okay, playtesting is a measurement process of identify problems in games such as error, bugs, okay, glitches, okay, loopholes or dead ends. Okay, from playtesting we can detect or we can identify where is the error ataupun bugs yang ada dalam kita punya games. Playtesting is an ongoing process during the production phase. Okay, remember, it is the ongoing process, not only the last process. Okay, so here we can check to ensure the user interface design and its functionality is suitable, especially in the interaction punya design punya perspektif lah. Okay, it also focus on describing out the unclear points, increasing fun features or decreasing boredom. Okay, dia dalam yang ni, here the two important thing that we have to consider. First is about the interaction design. Okay, about dia punya UX dia, okay, user interface dia punya design, and satu lagi adalah user experience, UX ya. UX tu user experience. Kalau interaction design ni UI, UI and UX. So kat sinilah testing lah dia memainkan peranan, display their rules to see the UI and UX in the compliance or as can be accepted. Yeah. Okay. There are 4 types of playtesting. First is gross playtesting. Okay. Gross playtesting is the group of testers test the most basic running model of the gaming application. Okay. They have to look at the basic features or basic fault in the gameplay. Okay. It is commonly will test by team punya members. Okay, gross playtesting. And then in-house playtesting pula is carried out by contracted playtester or people of the company. That means dalam satu team tu, okay, dalam satu company ada banyak team. Okay, this one team have one project and the project will test by other teams. Okay, it is because when we test to others, they have to give comment or improvement. Kalau kita test dalam geng kita sahaja, in our teams only, okay, we will also, because it will make our team feel satisfied, because we hanya kita saja, only we understand our games, not others. That's why when we test to others team, so they can give comment or give suggestion for improvement supaya kita boleh improve our games. Yeah. The third one is blind testing. Okay, blind testing is group of tester who have no prior experience with the game test, the apps during blind testing. Okay, the testing by the end users detect many faults that are often missed by the professionals. Okay, maksudnya kat sini blind testing ni bukannya kita test tu sambil pejam mata, not. Bukan macam tu. We give the game to person or to group of person that have no background of game development punya process ni. So maybe you give your games to your friend who in the faculty of bahasa ke, okay, faculty of science ke, di mana diorang bila test tu diorang tak tahu what the behind of the game punya process. So from there they can give the comments of suggestion from the perspective of the real user. Yang mana kita pun nanti kalau kita nak jual games kita, kita tak jual kepada yang hanya pandai buat games, right? Okay, kita akan sell our games or commercial our games to public people. So these public people not have the orang kata the basic of the development or know behind the process of the game development tu. Okay, that's the blind testing punya concept lah. Okay, and the last one is final play testing. It is the last phase of play testing and is done before the game launch. Okay, sebelum kita release the game. This play testing version is close to the final version of the game. Means 99.9% bila games kita dah complete and do the previous punya testing, kita buat blind testing, in-house testing, barulah kita buat final testing. Final play testing. So in the final play testing, so dia akan correct or just see this game can be launched or not. Dia nak bagi dua decision dia, boleh launch terus ke ataupun have to make the amendment or improvement lagi. Okay, so testing bukanlah satu benda yang orang kata, oh dah siap game, kita test dekat seorang dua, settle. No. Okay, dia kena ada fasa-fasa dia juga. Okay. So here is the tips for better play testing. Okay, so first, you do not discard or suggestion and comments made by users just because it's tough to do or might increase the budget of the game. Okay, be open and humble. Okay, so means nanti kalau you pitch your own idea, okay, and then maybe lepas ni present your own games. When the jury or the panel say you have to do this, or you have to test this. Jangan terus kata no, dia akan makan masa benar. You just accept and do the improvement. Okay. It is never too early to do play testing. Means the play testing part is start from the beginning and it is the ongoing punya process. Okay. You might have a thing for the game you have designed. However, if a user is doubtful about any of the aspect of the game, make sure it's a thing among the other users and do the needful. Means kat sini, walaupun games kita tu kita rasa the best lah, okay, kita main sekali kita rasa puas hati. Since the real user or public user feel it is confusing and they might lost in that game, so dia akan rasa games tu not user friendly. So tu yang jadi case yang dia akan uninstall tu. So don't claim yourself that I have done the very great games. Tapi public user kita rasa not sure about it. Okay, so kenalah rasa ni sikit, boleh menerima pendapat. Okay. 4. You have your mind about the core engagement factor of your game. Okay, ingat dalam satu remember the indicator to see that our games is good enough is about the engagement. If our players can spend a lot of time, most of their time play our games and repeat our games, that means our game is good. Okay, sama jugalah kalau kita jual barang. Okay, kalau orang repeat order kita, okay, repeat beli barang kita, that's mean produk kita tu bagus lah. Okay, kalau orang beli sekali tu je, faham-faham je lah. Okay, alright. Do not indulge in a deep conversation with user as it will make them biased. Ini pun penting juga. When you test your game, okay, don't influence or don't interrupt your tester. Okay, kadang-kadang bila kita tengah test game kita, best kan game ni kan, kau cuba masuk sini, kita ajar dia pula main, so there is not help, kita takkan dapat the valid punya result about our games kalau kita interrupt in the session. Okay, so make them feel free play our games. Okay, ikutlah kalau kita rasa macam geram je, tekanlah situ. No, okay, cannot. Okay, so make them feel free to test it and give their honest punya opinion. Okay, and then record user gesture while they are playing. Okay, their body language speaks a lot. Betul, because gamers ni, gamers dia tak akan tunjukkan the games is macam selesa otak by their verbal. Okay, susah lah sikit kan, tapi our body language speaks aloud. Our kadang-kadang macam kita lah, bila kita dengar orang bagi presentation ke apa semua, kadang-kadang kita dengar mulut kita kata bagus, tapi mata kita kenyit-kenyit lah, mata dahi kita kerut-kerut lah. Biasa tak tengok macam tu. Kan, kita juri-juri kan, kata kalau juri-juri tu dia komen, bagus, awak punya produk ni bagus, tapi dia punya expression tu tak menunjukkan what they said. Okay, and then do a survey rather than writing down the points from users. Okay, so kat sini the good methods to get the opinion or to get the feedback from users is using survey. Okay, maknanya kita akan buat the questionnaire and then we distribute to our tester and then we can get the data from the and analyze it. Leave space for the user to discard the game if she or he gets bored. Do not make them play the game just because you have paid. Okay, if they find it boring, make sure that you have asked them what's wrong. Okay, like I said before lah, just give our tester feel free to give their opinion. Okay, don't upset if they say that our games is boring or uninstall our games, because that's the real and the truth about what they feel about our games. Okay. And the last one is to make sure that you include not just programmers in your team. Okay, that's why in our team we have some people that experts in design, some people that can do programming, some people can make game stories. Okay, so that teams can produce a complete games that have the all features that not focus only only part only. Okay, only certain part. Yeah. So here nanti boleh tengoklah video ni nanti untuk tengok how to be a play tester. Okay, tips for better play tester macam yang I have said earlier. Okay. So pada sesiapa, to those who have a dream or wish to be a game tester, or maybe one or two of you have been a game tester before, ada tak? Ada siapa-siapa yang pernah jadi game tester? takkan tak dalam 60 orang, dalam 40 orang ni tak ada yang jadi game tester. Tak nak ngaku ni. Ada tak? Ada sebut-sebut.
Doktor.
Umairah tak ada?
Tak ada.
Test kawan-kawan punya game pun tak ada. Try ke?
Saya test game sendiri je pun.
Itu yang tak boleh tu. Itu yang hanya berada daripada yang gross test, play testing je ni. Tak sampai final testing lagi ni. So after this, kalau siapa yang, sebab play tester, you can get the aku kata upah juga, okay? Kat sini, here, if you Google dekat game tester job in Malaysia, there are a lot of game company that hire game tester. Last batch ada seorang senior tu, nama dia last batch ni. Maknanya before your batch ada seorang tu nama dia Imama. Okay, girls. Dia ada ambil job untuk jadi game tester. Dia kata test je games ni, and then give them they will give you form to be complete, and then you just isi and then semua, and then you have paid. Just dengan bermain game saja boleh dapat duit okay, untuk jadi game tester. So game tester is someone who truly test the video game before the final version is released to the public. Okay, qualification, degree tu mesti is useful, but it's not always necessary. Okay, mereka akan lebih tengok kepada expertise or our experience lah. Kalau kita ni memang gamer stega, so dia akan tengok dari segi situlah. They also have the qualification requirement juga. Okay, bukannya just accept dia, tak. Dia orang pun akan pilih. They will filter who can be their game tester. Okay. The person has to love a game, attention to details, and strong work ethics. Okay, that means you have to be honest and can be trust. Okay, because this game belum launch lagi. So you have to simpan rahsia, okay? And the games is sulit lah, okay? So masih lagi rahsia. Okay, cannot. So you cannot tell others about this game to maybe their competition ke kan, their competitors ke. That's why you have to be a trustful aspect jugalah, okay? And then the testing platform maybe in PC, okay, boleh jadi konsol ataupun dalam website, okay, or mobile. And this test criteria, maybe in the manual, they want you to test by their features, by their modules or levels, okay. Test in form of performance, compatibility, exploratory, okay, about the gameplay skills. Okay, so you can search at the game tester in Job Malaysia, and then you can see their requirements and what they want you to do, and see what apa dia punya benefits, okay, from the games that you can dapatkan lah from the company tu. Then this kalau you do this job, you also can include in your resume, okay. So dekat dia akan jadi satu orang kata adds-on lah, adds-on or added value for your resume kalau you can include one or two as a game tester, okay. Ni pun experience juga ni, okay. Selain daripada work, ni pun working experience juga. Sementara kata tengah belajar pun kita boleh dapatkan work experience from this job, freelance punya job. Okay, so the important things that you have to remember from this chapter, first is what the game testing punya services. So you have to do the game analysis, usability testing, and so on. And then the types of testing or measurement that you can see from your games when you test your games, and then the type of play testing. Okay, because in your final project pun nanti mesti ada satu part yang besar, okay, ada markah iaitu play testing. Dalam testing tu you have to show the feedback from the users, okay. Jangan testing kita punya games tu untuk kanak-kanak, tapi kita testing dengan kawan-kawan satu kelas kita. So there's a no or not suitable play testing punya terms lah, so salah. Nanti waktu FYP nanti dapat kosong lah. Games untuk orang lain tapi test dekat orang lain. So dah satu kesalahan besar tu. Okay, so kena testing with the suitable player. Okay, target player yang dalam games tu. Okay, ada question? Jom dulu. Ada soalan? Ashraf, faham?
Faham.
Sophie? Mana ni? Saya senyap je orang ni kat sini ni. Eliana?
Faham Puan.
Azimah?
Ya, saya.
Sebutkan satu jenis play testing. Satu jenis testing yang perlu kita buat. Testing dari segi apa?